Oh, hold on.
Mic,
All right.
mic check, mic check.
All right. We are back again. What's up? What's up? What's up? 2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row. This is big news.
All right. Hold on. Pause that. But it's all good. Okay. Whew. What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? We are Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Lisha. What up?
What's going on, lovely people? Hopefully, you all are enjoying yourselves. But oh boy, we got some things to get into this evening.
Yes.
And to be quite honest, this one is a touchy subject.
Yeah. It's touchy, but hey, we here for it.
Yeah, it's a lot of layers to it, and it does have to do with some things that are currently trending right now. And we normally don't cover things that are trending because we pretty much stay out of that. But
For good reasons.
this one right here is one that we have to talk about.
What's up, Indy?
What's up, Benty in the house? Yep, 2 nights
I'm
in a
telling
row.
you, you guys blessed us last night. You know, the
Yes.
energy was exchanged. We looked under Cash App, and we definitely want to give a shout out to those who contributed to our
Yes.
Cash App. We really do appreciate it. I mean, it does help to keep these lights on, keep the content going, keep us flowing. So we definitely do appreciate. So I believe it was Lyrical Goddess sent us some love blessings, and who was the other person that sent us some
Quite a
love?
few others.
Quite a few people that sent us some love blessings on Cash App, and I think maybe PayPal. I'm not sure, but definitely want to say thank you guys so much. Definitely appreciate it. So
Yes.
we back here.
Yes.
Due to the blessings, we are able to come back here tonight, and so for that, we are really grateful.
Mhm. So, um, if y'all remember about maybe 3 videos ago, we talked about some things when it comes to mind control. And we also had somebody make a comment as far as wanting to go in and do a little bit more shadow work, right?
Yeah.
And so, with what we're going to touch on tonight, it's going to hit both of those. Okay, it's going to hit a little bit of the mind control mindset and also a little bit of the mind control. We're going to sandwich that together to help out in this situation. Okay,
Shadow work in mind control.
Yeah.
Both.
shadow work and mind control, a little
Okay.
bit of both. There you
Right.
go.
Mhm.
Got me. All right. Now, there's a little bit of disclaimer. You want to give the disclaimer on?
Well, listen, guys. We definitely want to let everyone know that this is not to bring down any one particular set of people, right? It's what we try to do is to just bring awareness to some things that we have noticed with our two eyes, hearts, and souls that's taken place. So we just bringing things to the awareness. Sometimes when you bring stuff to the awareness, other people could, but it's this is not what this is. We are just bringing stuff to the awareness, and for definitely this video, I would say it's geared towards more our highly melanated community.
Yes.
I want you guys to kind of be aware of certain things. Keep, like we said yesterday, keep your head on a swivel,
Yes.
because it feels like I don't like to use that word. It's a big word, but this is what it is, man. It's a time for everything. It's a time for love. It's a time for care. It's a time to build up. It's a time to break down. It is a time for everything under the sun. And the way that it looks right now, when we look outside, it looks like there is it's war. There is war on specifically highly melanated people. We don't like to use the word black.
No,
because it's a color. It's
this
but
is black.
For lack of better words, black people, right? There is a war on melanated people, and the war is of
It's mental.
it's mental. It's a mental war. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, if you've seen it, but we're gonna bring some things to light tonight. We'll do it as gently as possible because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
But
But
if we got to, we will now.
no, but things are happening, guys, and they're moving pretty fast and pretty steady. So we want you guys to be aware of what is going on. And yes, it's the W word. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let me take the glasses off.
Oh boy, it's getting serious if you're taking the glasses off. It's about to get real. How y'all feeling?
Right.
Before we jump into this, come on, how y'all feeling?
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing tonight, man? And it's going to be a rough topic, but we're going to do it, okay? So y'all just sit tight.
Yep. Just chime on in, let us know how you doing, how you feeling, how things going right now. And I think that things have calmed down for a little bit.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that it comes in waves.
Waves.
Okay. So sometimes things are going to seem real thick and it's hard to get through it. And then some days it's going to be like,
right.
Okay.
But I did pull some cards. Like, if you guys were here yesterday, you know that I told you guys about this pack. This pack is the truth, man. This pack is the truth. If you guys are looking for a tarot deck, go online and search yourself. It's kind of expensive, but it's worth the money, and you support some good people. I pulled some cards for the topic tonight because we already had the idea of what we were going to talk about. And so after I pulled the cards, I'm like, okay, yeah, we got to talk about it. It's really that serious. And what do you know? The Queen of Swords came out and the King of Swords came out together. I mean, come on now. It don't get no better than this.
It don't get no better than that.
It don't get no better than that. Like, seriously.
Focus or not? There we go.
It came out together, one after the other. So we know we got to talk about this, right? So, yeah. I was kind of iffy, but then once this came out, I was like, nah, that's going to be the top. So we going to get into it, guys.
All right. So, once again, we love our counterparts, but today we are going to focus on our highly melanated couples.
Yes.
They are in danger, the actual melanated couples, okay? And let's just go back down memory lane of some of the things that we've learned so far, which is that when it comes to the melanated culture, it is one of the things that is revered the most and hated in some cultures. But it's a hidden type of despise that is going on.
Covert.
And if we go back down memory lane, you remember back in the 90s, you know, it was frowned upon for a black woman to have a big old butt. It was like disgusting, ew.
Teased about the lips, you know.
Right. And, you know, Sir Mix-a-Lot came out with that song, Baby Got Back, and just kind of started to flip that around. But now you're seeing all of our
everybody else,
Caucasian women.
Doesn't matter. They're doing the BBLs. They're dying for the BBLs now. They're literally dying for the BBLs.
But before the BBLs came, everybody was doing workout routines to get that peach bottom.
That's true.
Or to get that apple bottom.
Yeah, they even had some jeans. I remember. I'm telling my age now. The apple bottom jeans. I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. So, let's go back even further. They talked about the big lips, right?
Yeah.
Like, ooh, that's that. Look at how big.
Yeah.
Like talking about the lips. Now, all of them want the big lips,
Botox and injections, and so it's some weird stuff, guys. Some weird stuff. And again, this is not to hurt anybody's feelings. We're just trying to just hang in there. We're gonna get to the point. Right. It might be a slow burn, but trust me, it got a point to it.
And then there's the age-old quote or saying that black don't crack.
Right.
Okay, because they knew that something in our genetics helps us to stay younger longer.
Much longer.
Okay. There are some people who I know from middle school who still recognize me because I still kind of look the same. I just got facial hair.
Right, right.
Okay. So there's something in the gene pool that is
Anti-aging.
anti-aging and is also something that is appealing, but they don't want to mention it.
Mm.
Okay. And so with that being said, not saying that one is better than the other, but let's just say that if you were to go to a store, let's just say you go to a purse store or you go to a retail store, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice between a Louis Vuitton or a Coach purse.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you choose? Would you choose the Louis Vuitton? Let's just say money is not an option, right? Money is not an option.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted to get the Louis Vuitton, or would you get the Coach purse?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all tell me, which one would you choose?
I choose the one that's higher quality.
Okay.
Whichever one that is.
Okay. Now the camera's flickering, so hold on. Let me
you know what that means.
If y'all are feeling the content and y'all well, for one, if you are new to this channel, buckle up. But please subscribe to the channel. Throw a like on the video.
Yeah, I know YouTube be just shutting our stuff down.
Yes.
And whenever it start blinking like that, you already know what it is.
Yeah, it's starting to blink. But also, if y'all want to continue to see us coming up here, drop in the CashApp. And we're gonna do our best to stay on topic. It may go a little bit
left or right,
but we're gonna steer it back into the middle.
Right.
But I'm saying all of this to say is that if you had a choice of a superior experience, you would do your best to have that superior experience versus a less
superior. It's okay. We just
I'm trying to find the right words without sounding too
We're trying to stay in the middle.
Trying to stay in the middle.
Because it's going somewhere, guys. It's going somewhere.
And I'm thinking that my ancestors don't want me to stay in the middle. But
we staying in the middle.
Y'all work with me. Y'all work with me.
Sometimes you gotta tell his ancestors to relax, you know.
But I'm building up to something here. So there's a higher quality that you want to experience in life. And sometimes people get upset because you have a higher quality than them. Okay. Now, back in the old days, from our conquistadors, just went around just conquering everything, you know, that tactic lasted for only so long until the people just started to rebel and fight back.
Right.
And they realized that if these people keep fighting back, it's more of them than it is us. At some point, we're going to run out of men. Right. So we can't physically fight them because we're going to lose.
Right.
And it's not so much, it's kind of like the emu wars. If y'all know anything about the emu wars, drop a 1 in the chat. TikTok may have put you onto it, or maybe even Shaka Bass put you onto it. But in the emu wars, like, they had tanks, guns, and everything trying to fight emus in Australia.
Yeah.
And the emus won.
How?
They won because they couldn't stop them from breeding, and they were so fast and things of that nature. A lot of times they were just whooping the Australian government's butt.
The soldiers.
They were whooping the soldiers' butt. Emus. Look it up. It was an emu war where the emus won. They just gave up. And
I think they won twice.
Oh, like 3 times.
Yeah.
They actually won 3 times. And what ended up happening is that they figured out they couldn't fight them anymore. So they found a way to corral them into a certain area.
Which involved a level of mind control.
Okay. So the title of this video is The Art of War. on
Yeah,
melanated
y'all pay
couples.
attention, because
Okay.
it's some real stuff happening out there, and people are afraid to talk about it because they have this thing called what is it? The cancel culture is really
Yeah.
strong right
Oh, yeah.
now. So most people, they're really afraid to talk about some of these things that's happening because they don't want to get, quote unquote, as it would say, dragged. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they just let it be. You know,
Mhm.
but sometimes you really gotta bring things to the forefront and question it and use critical thinking to say, hey, wait a minute now. You know, you got to put the pieces together, um, and really think about what is taking place. And you have to also think about how it's affecting your loved ones. Like, you might not have
Mhm.
kids, but what if you do? Let's say you do have children, younger kids, right?
Mhm.
You want to at least leave behind for them a world that they can somewhat enjoy.
Yes.
You know, when you think about what they're actually teaching the kids in school right now, you'll be blown away.
Yeah. And that is part of the reason why we're even doing this video, because to a certain degree, when it comes to the relationships, like, we want to give y'all advice on things to do to help find your loved one, your twin flame soulmate, so on and so forth. So all this other stuff that we're about to get into, is like, it don't even matter.
Right.
But when we think about the world that our kids are going to be in, it's going to affect them. It may not affect us because, hey, we're together. We ain't worried about all this other stuff that's going on. But the kids that are in our house will have to deal with
in
it.
your house, they're actually having to deal with the shitty end of the stick. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who have to grow up in the mess.
All right. So with understanding that these people realized that they couldn't just keep going to war with their enemies physically, they had to figure out other tactics in order to divide and conquer.
Right. And if you guys hold that thought,
Mhm.
if you guys remember the part that was in they cloned Tyrone. I don't know if this kind of went over anybody's head or if you didn't pay attention to it, right?
Mhm.
But in the specific part in they cloned Tyrone, right? When Tyrone, when not Tyrone, what was his name? God, I forget his name.
Fade something.
Fade.
It started with an F. I can't remember.
But you know who we talking about?
Yeah.
The ghetto Tyrone.
Yeah, the drug dealer.
The drug dealer. When the drug dealer Fonte.
There you go.
Thank you. Somebody said it. I heard you. When Fonte met the original Fonte, or the original Tyrone, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to know, well, why, right? And he told him, he said, listen, you're not gonna wake up with blonde hair and blue eyes the next day. This stuff takes time. It takes generation before you can wake up with your blonde hair and your blue eyes. Did y'all catch that? If you caught that, put a 1 in the chat. If you watched the movie They Cloned Tyrone and you caught on to what he said when he told this drug dealer, you're not gonna wake up with blonde hair and blue eyes the next day. It takes generations for this to happen. These things take time. Please put a 1 in the chat if you understood what he meant.
Okay. Now
you could go on. Sorry, I just put that in there.
All right. So, reading is fundamental. Okay. I don't know how many of you all have actually read this book here, The Art of War. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so y'all can see that. Okay. The Art of War. In this book, it gives tactics in order to subdue your enemies.
Man, pay attention, yeah.
And when was this book written? Hold on, let me double check.
That's an old book. I've been hearing about this book since I was a kid.
Let's see. When does it say? It was published in the 5th century BC.
See? Not before Corona now.
Before Christ.
Before the Common Era.
Before the Common Era. Okay. This book, this military tactics has been around since the 5th century BC. And These are tactics that were used in order to help them win wars. Okay. And we know that a lot of people don't like to read books. So we decided to, there is a whole summary here on this website about the art of war, which actually summarizes the book for you all. And there are certain tactics in here that we're going to go over just so that you know that these tactics are not new.
Nope.
They just realized that at a certain point, they had to figure out another way to win the war. In some cases, yeah, they will get physical, but that's really a last resort.
Right.
Like, no cap. There's actually one of the lines in there is that if your foe is more superior, evade them. Okay? So, gosh, are y'all still with us?
They probably like, what Chris Alicia on tonight, boy?
Are y'all still? I'm trying to build up a backstory here, right? Just to give y'all some type of reference on where this is going, where it came from, and where does it look like it's going. Really, Umi, I am in the middle.
Umi, come on, man.
Come on.
We making a video.
Come on down. Down. Thank you. Okay. If y'all still with us, drop a 1 in the chat, please.
We gotta know y'all still here.
Before we go forward, we can't move forward unless we know that y'all are with us. I know that right now the chat is set up to subscribers to chat. Only thing you have to do is subscribe, and you'll be able to chat on here. That's one of the things that we do. It's one of the things that you can do to help this channel that is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything but the energy to hit that subscribe button. That's all that it costs you. But if y'all are still with us, please drop a 1 in the chat, because this is something that we really want everybody to pay attention to. And if this is some information that you want to know about, let's go. Let us know. Drop something in the chat. Let us know that you're with us. But before we jump into that, do you want to touch on some of these cards that you got? Or you
no. I'm gonna save this to the end so we can wrap it all up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So either way, we're gonna give it to y'all. We're gonna give it to y'all. Okay. Let me back it up. And let me see here which one of these is so many ones that we can go into. But let's go into this first one. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Make that a little bit bigger. Boom. All right. So we're going to make this real easy for y'all, okay? This is, okay. So just to know, this person just decided to take their notes and make it a little bit easier for everybody to go through and digest everything. Okay. These are just some of the tactics that are used, but we're going to look at this one here first.
Yes, this one is really, really important, guys. This one you want to keep in the forefront. Okay. All warfare is based on deception. That's the key word I want you guys to look at, deception. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive, which means we're not even taking part in it. It's just happening, right? When we are near, we make the enemy believe we are far, far away. When far away, we must make the enemy believe we are near. I promise you we're going to tie all of this stuff in, and you're going to see how the black man and woman is under attack, literally for annihilation.
And just like I mentioned before, let me move this out the way so y'all can see this. As I mentioned before, if he is superior in strength, evade him.
Right now.
Okay. So what is
we got to go to the second one before we go in, because we got to show you how unprepared our people are at the current moment.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and read it out.
Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This how they come. This is a mind, guys. This is a mind game. The war is on the mind, guys.
Yep. And like this right here, superior excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without
So
fighting.
this is not a physical fight.
Okay.
It's not physical, guys. This is annihilation.
Okay. So, where do we begin?
There's so many. Listen, guys. First of all, one of the tactics that I know that they've been using time and time and time again, way, way back, that always works, hands down.
Mhm.
It is divide and then you conquer.
Yep.
And then once you divide, you can conquer from within. You can use their own people to turn against them, to break them apart.
And think about it. Like, hold on. Why would you use your own people against you? If you go back to the story of the Trojan horse, like they know that the enemy was trying to attack Troy. And so they wouldn't just let their enemy come into the gates, just like, hey, come on in, enemy. We know that you're out to kill us, but hey, come on in for the big win.
They're not going to do that.
No.
You got to make them think you're far away when you're actually near.
So in the story of the Trojan horse, the enemies hid inside of the horse and presented the horse as a gift or a trophy, so that when they were asleep and weren't prepared, they could slaughter everybody in the middle of the night. So you all know of the saying that all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Hold on. They're not, baby.
No.
They are not.
And this subject right here is, it's like an onion, to be quite honest.
Peel that bad boy back and cry while you peeling it back.
Yeah, it's so many layers, and it can get so raw and rancid to your eyes you can't see anymore. You want to put the onion down and don't even care about where the source is. But we're gonna do our best to peel back as many layers so that you all can see what is going on. This is mind control 101, and also some shadow work, because you got to really question yourself as to why are you going along with these narratives. So in the first one, you want to divide and conquer, but in order to really get in there and divide, you have to sneak your way in to where you will not be detected. Now, many of you all are aware of the concept of double agents or double spies, right? Let's go back to the Black Lives Matter movement.
Oh, gosh.
Which is a part of one that's
one of their little techniques,
attacking the melanated couples. Okay. We all know that the leader of the Black Lives Matter was funded by George Soros, a white guy. Now, if the Black Lives Movement came out and they saw that the head of the person who is in charge of Black Lives Matter was white, how many people would have joined in on that movement?
Probably not a lot.
Okay.
Because they would be suspicious.
That'd be real sus, right?
Especially knowing that particular leader, especially knowing his story, where he comes from, what he stands for.
Yes. So This lady, well, these ladies were they were implanted to position themselves to push the agenda underneath the table of really separating homes. They went back and they backtracked and they changed their mission statement because their original mission statement was to get the men out of the household.
Man.
Okay. This agenda has been going on for quite some time because you have to figure out how to divide and conquer. You know, in the 80s, it was the crack epidemic.
Man.
Okay. The crack epidemic got a lot of men in jail, a lot of black men in jail.
Specifically,
they were doing their best to separate the black man from the black woman. Tell me if I'm wrong or right.
They've been trying hard for a long time.
And one of the ones who were so hard on cracking down on that was Bill Clinton. He's the one who signed that bill on the war on drugs. And all black people loved him some Bill Clinton, his saxophone. Monica Lewinsky lied on him. But he was the one who signed that bill to put the majority of our black men in jail. Trying to separate the couples. Then we have the introductions of Becky's. Now, if you're not a Becky, please don't feel.
Listen, this is like we said in the beginning. We love everybody, right?
Yeah.
We care for everybody. But this particular topic is really geared towards helping Black people or melanated people to bring something to the forefront that they might not have really been probably paying attention to. Maybe you thought about it and you brushed it off, but it's really happening. And that's all we're trying to do is bring it to the forefront. If you take offense to us saying Beck, we're going to say something else. We're going to say Susie.
Yeah, Susie.
Okay, but it's not to offend anybody. We're trying to make a point.
Yeah, but in came the interracial dating.
There you go. We'll say it like that.
Okay. And the white women really were going after the Black dudes. Like, they were doing their best. You know, I remember in the 90s, like, these women were going after Black dudes. And actually, even up until, because, you know, we don't go out anymore for really like to like karaoke places or whatever. But there's a place called, what's the
oh my God, Oyster,
not the Oyster Bar, Courtyard.
That's it. It's an Oyster Bar.
It is Oyster Bar? Okay.
The Courtyard.
Okay. Here in not Hoover, Alabama, but is that still the summer?
It's on 280.
It's on 280, Highway 280 here in Birmingham, Alabama. There's a nightclub called the Courtyard. And that place is notorious for having older white women looking for Black men so that they could get them and like sway them to stay with white women. Like as far as
it's really weird.
Buying them stuff,
taking care of them,
all to separate the Black man from the Black woman.
It is a weird thing,
quote
guys.
Unquote.
It's really weird. I even saw on was it a TikTok recently? They have this group. I can't remember what the name of the group is, but these Caucasian women, their main goal, and it's a group of them. I can't remember the name of what the group is, but it's they call themselves something, right? But their main goal is to have babies with Black men. I don't know how deep it goes, but that's their main goal. And we're not against interracial relationships.
No.
At all. Like love is love. And this is the one thing that I want to let you guys know. Love is love, right? You can't really tell yourself who to fall in love with. You know, it's a natural occurring thing. You go out, you meet somebody, you might be Asian, they might be Black or whatever, and you bond a connection. That's beautiful. White person, Black person, you have that connection, love, beautiful. But this is not what we're talking about.
No, we're talking about the art of war tactics.
This is different.
to divide and conquer. Okay, because just like the Emu War, they're trying to figure out how can we stop these people from reproducing. You know what? That was something that Bobby Hemmett said back when he was doing the circuit, and it's still going on today. And I've experienced this myself because I've talked to plenty of white guys that I know that I work with, and they all talk about how they cannot have children.
Mm.
Like they've done everything that they could to have kids, but they can't. So they're trying to figure out how do we stop these people, black people, from repopulating because we're not having any kids.
Mm-hmm.
You all can do the research yourself. You can actually see that the birth rate for our lunar counterparts is steadily dropping.
Yeah.
Like no cap. You can do the research. But for the births with melanated people, it has always gone up.
Yeah.
And we're not the minority, we're actually the majority, but that's a whole different thing. Yeah, and this is not, once again, this is not saying that we're better than the other, but there is a higher quality that is within our bloodline that some people want access to. And they're trying to figure out a way, how can they access it or how can they control it? Like they're trying to kill a lot of them, but they keep reproducing. So if they keep reproducing, how do we keep them apart? So now you had the introduction of the Beckys, not saying y'all are Beckys, but the Beckys, to try to get the black men away from women. And that faded away. It's still lingering around.
Right.
But to be quite honest, the ones that I've seen recently, no, I'm not going to get in that because that's my opinion. And I'm not going to get...
This is not about opinion. This is just about a little bit of research that we've been doing, guys. Yeah. And so that's one strategy, right? Mm-hmm. That's just one. Mm-hmm. There is another strategy that they're using, and I think this is the latest one right now. Mm-hmm. And I know you've heard about the manosphere and the passport bros, and now there are women, or one in particular, who's coming up and encouraging other women to actually get rid of men, like don't altogether, don't deal with them all together. I'm not gonna name no names. Don't want no smoke. But if you guys are on YouTube and you're on Instagram and TikTok, you should pretty much know who this lady is. She is serious about her stuff. She did how many ever long research she did about why men is at their core, they're not good, so to speak, right? Yeah. And a lot of women are listening to her. Yeah. A lot of women are listening to, especially melanated women, and it's like literally driving a separation between the melanated man and woman. Yeah. Now she says she doesn't speak to specifically black people, black women, but that's the majority of her following. Yeah. And she has some background to do with like some form of governmental background or whatever have you. And so you really got to pay attention to people who are being utilized as agents that look like you, but not necessarily here for you. Yeah. Because
let's back up a moment, because she's not the first one to come through.
No. It's another one. It's an older one. What's her name?
But let's even go into Kevin Samuels. Now, Kevin Samuels had his pointers, and see, this is how they get you. This is facts. This is the mind control. They use the facts, and they also play on emotions. Mm-hmm. But let's just take a step back for a moment. Kevin Samuels was getting a shitload of money.
What?
To do what he did.
Drive that soda right in there. Separate.
Like, you have to really step back.
Think about it.
And think about that for a moment. He was probably making millions a year. And if you look at the sound bites, he was dogging women. But still, even when you look at the full thing, some of the stuff he said was really harsh. He could have found another way to say it, but it was really a tearing down of black women when you look at it in the whole scheme of it, right?
Yep.
And so he was getting paid millions of dollars to break down.
Yes, Denise. Thank you. Agents of chaos. And we want you
Mm.
guys to recognize them when you see them. They just come up out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, they have all this following, all this likes. You know what I'm saying? Out of nowhere.
Because do not forget who controls the media.
Hey. Who controls what goes out and how fast it goes out? You know how long we've been on YouTube? I mean, granted, we don't come up here as much, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But think about it. How many people, right, is really out here that's mainstream, that's being pushed out, that is encouraging people to really do shadow work, live as one, understand that you're going to attract that which you are. If you're attracting someone who you think might be treating you bad, cheating on you, and all those things, maybe turn inward and see what it is about me. You know, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? Is there something that I can change? You know what I'm saying? My environment, like, look at me on the inside. Like, how many people are they promoting? How many people are they pushing out who's actually teaching people how to heal, real healing from the inside? How many people? No, they're going to push out the manosphere. They're going to push out the passport bros. And they're going to push out people like Kevin Samuels and people who is literally doing what their strategy is: divide and conquer from within.
Yeah. And then not to mention the podcast and the what is that app, that the Clubhouse?
Ugh.
Like, a lot of these podcasts and these Clubhouse, these people was talking about this manosphere, this woman's sphere. If you look, I would bet 80% of these people who are talking are not in relationships.
And they are hurt. These people are hurt. And they're gathering a whole bunch of other hurt people. Okay? They're coming together. They're banding together all these hurt people. And what do we know about hurt people?
Hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people hurt people.
Now, here's the thing. I wanted to point this out. Once again, this is another tactic when it comes to the art of war. Right now, if you all are just joining in, if you're joining in right at the 45-minute
trauma bonding. Thank you, Denise.
Okay.
A whole bunch of them trauma bonding.
Let's stay on track.
Stay on track. Sorry.
Okay. Because it's a lot of ground to cover.
It is.
Okay. But one of the things here is that if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need no fear the results of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you shall succumb to every battle. A little while ago, we did a video called NLP, where if I know you better than you know me, then I can influence you. And it goes even further to the point that I can control you. We mentioned before on the video that we did about the mind control battle that's going on, is that these people have researched everything that is going on with you. They know that you've been in hurt relationships. They know that you are going from one bad dude to the next, one bad, I ain't gonna say a bad chick. Let's just say you're going from a nasty girlfriend to nasty girlfriend, and they know how much it's hurting you, and they know that you're not going through and you're doing your shadow work. So they play on that.
Yep. Because
like they'll bring some facts up about how guys need to go through and get their stuff together so that they can be a 6-figure man, or a high value
high value man.
Okay. Yeah. And so, like, yeah, dudes have to do that. I have to do that myself, because if I don't, then this could be rocky, right? So I know that I have to do what I need to do, and I'm on my job and I'm doing what I need to do. But they'll use that fact and then play on the fact that the other trash guys that you were with, they hurt your feelings, and so they're bringing up old emotions, and then you're getting angry at that all over again. And now you remember how Tyrone was over there with Shaniqua the other day, and things like that. And then you remember how Keisha was over there down at Jerome's house, who was supposed to be your best boy, and now she over there doing whatever with your best boy. So they play on the emotions,
on the trauma,
to draw you in.
Yeah.
Okay. Because in order to do that, and it's one of these tactics that I wanted to bring in that actually mentioned just that, which is that you have to get everyone on the same page in order for your agenda to play out.
They call it a hive mind.
Right.
It's a hive mind that they create. And once you have that hive mind, listen, that cognitive dissonance is so freaking strong, and it's in there and layered in there. You could come and show that person absolute facts and truth, and they will not budge. Because why? They are part of the hive mind.
Yeah. And so that's the part where you're unprepared, because you are allowing your buttons to be pushed. And just like a remote control, they tell you to go left, you go left. They tell you to go up, you go up. So we're saying all of this to say that these are certain tactics that are used to separate the melanated couple. And Chris and Alicia, why so much are we focused on this melanated couple? And to be quite honest, it's not so much just the melanated couple. It's just a lot of these tactics are geared towards the melanated couples. But recently, with a lot of these tactics that's been going on, it's going against a man and a woman coming together. Hold on. You said man and woman. Chris, what about this gender and this cisgender and this is the LOG, the alphabet boys that are out there? Like, oh, hold on. What
you done offend like 20 people saying that. You done offend like 50 people offended right now. They didn't even hear you and they offended. I know they offended, babe. You done offend. You better apologize for not knowing the correct things to say.
Hey, that ain't my job.
You gotta be apologetic for not knowing stuff, because if you don't know, they want you to be apologetic for not knowing, because they'll come, you know.
And see, once again, we are doing this video knowing that our children are going to have to go through this stuff, and we want to do our part to at least stop this at the front. Like, we're on the front lines. This is
some infantry stuff we're doing right now in the spirit realms.
So
this infantry, we're in the front line. I feel like that boy who was cussing God, the one on TikTok, when he was saying, "I'm tired, God. I'm tired.
But
get me off the front line."
But before I go into this next part, this is a part of shadow work.
Yeah.
Which is shining a light on what has influenced you to do and be the person that you are today.
Right.
And one of the things is that you have to know if somebody is playing games with you and not take things as face value. Nowadays, we can't really take things at face value. They got CGI so well right now that you can't tell a lot of times if you're looking at a screen, if you're looking at a real person or if you're looking at a CGI. Sometimes you can't tell.
You really can't.
So you really have to question everything. And so when it comes to how you choose a mate, you have to question, why am I taking this certain advice in order to be with somebody
or not?
And just to be quite honest, and this comes with all people that are successful on any type of level, a person who wants to be a millionaire does not go to somebody who is making $22 an hour to figure out how to be a millionaire. A scientist does not go to the skate park and ask the skaters how to break down an atom.
They don't.
And so when it comes to relationships, now there's a lot of people that are in relationships that you can go to, and we're so honored that you are here with us.
Yeah.
But to be quite honest, if you are not in a relationship and you want to be in a relationship,
a successful, happy, joyous relationship,
check with somebody who is in a happy, joyous relationship. Right now, we're hitting on what, 6 years? Is it 6 or 5?
I don't even know. I stopped counting.
I forgot. So we're still together, and the stuff that we post on social media is not staged. It's part of our life.
It's us.
So it's some people, they stage the stuff that's on social media.
I am too old for that shit.
We ain't got time for that. Okay. When we get a chance, we'll post it.
Yeah.
And that's why you see us, we don't post that much stuff of us, because hey, we got stuff that we're doing. But that's one thing that you really want to take away when it comes to this relationship thing. Really investigate that person that's giving you advice to see if they are actually qualified to get the information about it.
And read them. I know you guys, listen, we in some real sensitive times that allows us to be super sensitive to people's energies.
Yep.
Don't be so caught up in past emotions and trauma that, somebody could be just saying everything that you want to hear at a given time. Don't be so caught up in the emotions that you really lose yourself. Because a lot of these people out here, these Kevin Samuels, aka, and all of these Manosphere and all of these podcast people, if you really listen to them, they're hurt.
They are really hurt.
They are hurt at their core. And the type of hurt that they have, that has been instilled somewhere in childhood. That's not no fresh hurt.
Yeah.
That's an old hurt.
Yeah.
That they're refusing to really go in there and do the proper healing. Because when you listen to someone who is healed, you can hear the stuff. You literally just tap in, you can hear it. You can hear it in their voice. If you on someone's channel and they're just literally, everybody in the chat is literally just dragging someone else. They're talking about their hair, how they look, and who they wear, and they're just dragging them, and everybody's taking turns dragging that person. That's hurt.
Yeah. You definitely, a lot of y'all go on social media for comments.
I mean, listen, them comments be funny. I ain't gonna lie.
And so you can tell the fruits of a speaker when you look at the comments.
Right.
Because there are very few times that we've actually had to delete a comment, and that's only because it was a bot.
Yeah.
That's
you got
the
the
only
bots. Yeah.
For like even the ones who wanted to criticize us in our early videos about how our audio was crappy.
They didn't like that.
Like if you go back and look at our old videos, you'll still see those comments there.
Yeah.
But I digress. I just lost my train of thought. But I guess it's on to the next point.
It's okay.
Of the reason why are these couples so important right now? And for those of y'all who are still here, we thank you so much. Y'all are about to get some insight as to why is it so important for these couples to be together in this time that we're in. Okay. The reason why it's so important is that we are in ascension time. And in order to ascend, you have to be on high spin. That means that your energy is good, your emotions are balanced, you're spinning high. Okay.
Frequency fast.
And when you look into um getting charged up, in order to get charged up so that you can spin fast, you need both a negative charge and a positive charge.
And we already know negative, positive, feminine, masculine.
Okay, let's break it down again for the people in the back. Shout out to Rashad Jamal. We love you, bro. They're gonna let you go soon. For the people in the back, in order to get on high spin so that you can ascend, oh, the rhymes. I need to be in the booth. Like,
Bars.
okay, let me stop.
We regular guys. We ain't even got no wine.
Nothing. If this is also entertaining for you all, drop it in the Cash App. But okay. In order to ascend, you need to be on high spin.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to be on high spin, you have to get charged up so that you can spin fast. And in order to get charged up, you need both a negative and a positive charge in order to get charged up. In the esoteric occult meanings, we're talking about you need a female energy,
feminine,
and a masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
When you put those together, it creates a spark, it creates a charge so that you can get on high spin.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of these tactics that's going on right now is that, yes, they know that they're losing the war. And so if y'all weren't aware of that, they are losing. They have always been losing.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you're just seeing the temper tantrum of a 6-year-old trying to get their way. But what's going on here is that they're wanting to keep some people behind because they need some toys to play with. They need somebody to rule over and to manipulate and doing what they want them to do. So in order to not get people to ascend, they're trying to separate these negative and positive people, these masculine and feminine energies apart from each other so that they can't have that charge and ascend. Now we're talking about on a esoteric level and an exoteric level, because there is something magical that happens, and I'm pretty sure that some of you all may have experienced this, you may not have experienced this, but when a man and a woman gets together, oh boy, it's some beautiful stuff.
It really is.
And I will say that due to this union is the reason why I'm so awoke and aware now.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. It's for real. Like this stuff really has some spiritual, if you want to call it, side effects.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. It opens you up in so many different ways internally. You see the world different. You see people different. You observe things different.
Yep.
It's like it puts you on high spin.
Yes.
It really does. You dream different. You sleep different. You think different.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a lot of benefits to it. And one of the biggest things that I'm concerned about with this manosphere and the bullshit that they're doing is that I'm a little concerned, because we all have, yes, it's good to be with your counterparts, right? But we all have a divine masculine and a divine feminine inside of us, right? So we have the left and the right hemisphere of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
The right controls the left controls the right, vice versa. They both have different energies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as within, so without, we already know that. So if we have these people out here literally training and programming people to hate or to detest or to stay away from, that your other side, you're gonna subconsciously neglect or negate that other side of you. So whatever you do outside, you're doing it inside also.
Doing it inside too.
So it's literally teaching you to detest a part of yourself, which my baby says is going to hinder you when you're trying to ascend, because you need both sides. You need both, which you could do.
Yeah, that when y'all see the Kundalini energy rising, is it one snake or is it two snakes?
You need both.
It's two snakes. You got oh gosh, there's so many different names. You have a bottle a Edowedo and a Badawedo. That's in the Yoruba tradition with the two snakes. You have the Ida and Pingali for the Hindu tradition. So in each one of those energies with those two snakes that rise up to the top, and please forgive me if I said the names wrong, but each one of those energies represent a negative side and a positive side that both have to reach heaven together.
Everybody knows this, the yin and the yang. I mean, come on, you need both.
All right.
And
yeah, so that's the reason why we wanted to do this video, to help shed some light on this. Hopefully it gives you all some homework to go read The Art of War.
Please do.
And just look around you and see how have some of these tactics played out in the life.
Right. The divide and conquer is happening as we speak, guys. Please don't buy into these passport bros and these women's fair and these men. Please don't, because it's all an agenda. At the end of the day, this shit is an agenda. Okay, it's a whole agenda. So with that being said, I already told you. I hope Alexis is still here. What's up, girl? Look what we got.
What's up, Alexis?
Lexi, look what we got.
Still on deck.
Still on deck. So these are the cards that came out, right? Masculine and feminine. And I polled them before I came here because we were like, should we talk about this topic? We weren't too sure. But then when these two cards came out, we knew for sure that we had to talk about this topic. We could not do it.
Yep.
So this one, guys, this is a Queen of Swords, right? And what this card is saying is the Queen of Swords represents someone who's independent, unbiased judge, a woman of her word, a person ready to define and protect, okay? Clear, healthy boundaries, lofty visions, high Fulton thinking, a blessing, a person who aids you with your ideas, emotionally controlled. You lead from the head and not from the heart. So you are able to see into the truth of the matter without being clouded by emotions. This is you in your highest form of your feminine energy. Okay, this is the Queen of Swords. And then the next one that came out was the King of Swords. Right after the Queen and then the King followed right after. Again, clear thinking in your masculine side, mental clarity, great intellectual power, the final truth, receiving the message of the mind and intuition, decisive but flexible, ready for what life throws at you, a man who is on your side. You have firm convictions and act from a place of authority. You exude a calm but deep knowledge. Okay, you got to have the balance.
Yeah.
Both masculine and feminine, you need to have the balance internally, and then once it's inside, you're going to see it reflected in your exterior world. But if you deny either aspect of yourself, you're not going to see it show up on the outside. So today, ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention to the divide and conquer, because this can have a lot to do with your own ascension.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And so there's a lot of work that has to be done on an internal level, because you have to have that marriage of your own masculine and feminine within you.
Internal.
That's one of the things that we're going to be going back to on the next video, but we really had to do this because we just saw it popping up way too much
everywhere
to not say something about it. But with the next videos that we're going into is what my baby had put together as far as the
The
wheels.
wheel, do some shadow work. We won't help because
Yeah.
again, someone mentioned that they want us to talk more about shadow work, and I really think that if we can get up here and we can start going in a little bit deeper, we can really start healing some of the things that's been holding us back.
Right.
You know, from actually being in healthy, successful unions. Not only with like in a relationship, you know, husband and wife, however you want to say it, but even platonic relationships, you know, friendships and stuff like that. We do hold sometimes a lot of trauma in our childhood and in our past and in our early adult life that some of these things it's subconscious. We don't even know it's there. Right? So we're going to start going into the subconscious. That way we can actually do healing, right? Go through and really help ourselves bring things to the surface and allow it to air out and heal, instead of blaming everybody about who's not bringing what to the table and all this crazy mess.
Yeah.
Right? Go on the inside and heal. And then once we start healing on the inside, we're going to start to experience a world that is healed. But everything that we are looking for, we have to start internally first.
Yeah. That is one fact that people find it hard to believe.
Yeah.
Is that we have everything within us to achieve our goals. Because for one, if you can imagine it, you got everything that you need in order to make it happen. So it's just a matter of, you know what? I got to go back to what Brashard said. When people try to manifest, they try to become a vibrational match to that which they want to attract. But he actually broke down something that made some sense to me, which is that on a natural level, we already vibrate at that thing that we want, whether it's money, love, affection. We naturally vibrate at that. What happens is that we change our frequencies to block those frequencies coming to us, whether it's through trauma, whether it's through mind control, a host of other things that can actually cause us to actually block ourselves from our own blessings.
Right.
Okay. So we have to take a step back and really take some ownership and knowing that, for one, when it does come to attracting a bad person into your life, we have to swallow that bitter pill and know that the only reason that they're attracted to me is that because on some level I am a vibrational match for that person.
And listen, I ain't gonna lie, that's a tough pill. It is you need a lot of chaser to get that one down. For some of us, it takes a lot to get it down.
Yeah.
You know, but it's true. And this is where the cognitive dissonance comes in. We have to be at this place where we can be like, you know what? Man, I saw the red flags and I told myself it's carnival season. It was me. I did that. I did not look at the red flags as a stop sign, right? And these are the moments when we actually begin to heal, right? And when we can get ourselves at that place, we will be experiencing less and less and less of this manosphere and this woman's sphere business. I promise you, because that is just an environment that breeds blame, victim. It's a blame victim mentality type of environment.
Hold on, let me go back to that real quick just to show this for the people, because you just reminded me of something there in a book that we had put out here a few days ago. And I'm just going to pull this up for the people so they can see, because I should pull up the slide again, but
and guys, pay attention to like who you're listening to, and just kind of listen for key pointers. Like if you feel like you're a victim when listening to someone, you want to bring it to your forefront. Like, damn, I'm feeling like a victim right now. Anytime you start feeling like a victim, you're slowly taking your power away. Because yeah, you can blame someone. It's easy to blame someone. It's real easy, right? But you don't have any power when you blame someone. Why? Because you have to wait for that person to actually do something so that you can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take self accountability, right? I'm not saying that the person was right in what they did. I'm not saying the action was right. But when you take your self accountability, you literally take your power back because now you can move forward. You're not waiting for somebody to move so you can make a move.
Yep.
Right.
And hold up, I just want to bring this back up one more time, which is this book here, which is called Mind Control 101, and the different models of mind control. And we want to go down to the hardwiring. Okay. This is a form of mind control. And I'm trying to think if I should read this whole thing, if we should skip. Now, actually, I'm going to read just this page right here. In much the same way that a doctor may tap your knee and it reflects with the jerk of the leg, so too are there certain ways that we as humans are hardwired to respond. While this will be covered in more detail in sections titled Appealing to Basic Human Responses, which we talked about before, two examples of this are the need to be special
and the scapegoat.
An example of the need to be special is in telling a subject that they are uniquely qualified as a task and appreciated for their skill and knowledge. The hardwired human response to this one, this is one of agreement and a feeling of satisfaction. So when we're talking about how they're bringing up these different emotions and everybody getting together, it's like it's making you feel special in a way. And then you have the scapegoat, which is the scapegoat is the basic human need to know that our problems are not our fault, even if in fact they are.
And guys, we watched this series today, right? And it was called Archive 81. I don't know if any of you ever seen Archive 81 before, right?
It's pretty interesting.
I'm from the island, St. Vincent, right? And we have this saying. I hope you guys can understand it, right? Maybe you can because it's English. The saying goes something like this: it's not everyone who cleans you off is your friend, and it's not everyone that gets you dirty is your enemy. Y'all want me to say it again?
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Let me say it in our patois. Not everybody who clean you off is your friend, and not everybody who gets you dirty are your enemy. Okay? So, with that being said, right? You might be in a group of a setting where somebody might, welcome you in. They might clothe you. They might feed you. They might just be so nice to you, and you can't understand why. In the Archive 81 that we were watching today, there was this girl, her whole family died, right? And she went to this rich lady to get a job to be some type of maid or whatever, handmaid, right? And the lady was like, hey, what did you hear about us? Did you hear that we were weird? She's like, no, I heard that you guys were generous and you were nice and you were rich. She was like, okay, nice. So she said, you know what? You seem nice. You can work for me and stuff like that. She gave her a nice dress. She was giving her jewelry. She was hugging her, treating her like her own daughter. She's like, you know what? I wish I could have a daughter just like you. And she felt so special. The lady kept making her feel special because she didn't have anybody. So she felt wanted. She felt needed. And she kept asking her, do you know what? Do you think you can hold the whole world inside of you? And she was like, hold the whole world inside of me.
Make you feel so
makes
special.
You feel so special. Ooh, a whole world? Me? And she didn't know what the hell the lady meant, but it sounded good, right? She pampered her so nice. She was ready to hold the whole world inside of her. But what the lady was doing, she was grooming her for a human sacrifice.
Slit her throat from.
Slit her throat. I mean, sorry, that was kind of gruesome.
That was,
but that was extra. But that's it. Sometimes people can groom you. Like these people on these YouTube channels that they got out here, you know, rounding all these people up. What are they rounding them up for? What is the purpose behind it? Are you being led to the slaughterhouse? Oh, she's so inspirational. She's so pay attention, because you could be led to the slaughterhouse. You could be a sacrifice. You don't know. You have to have discernment.
Yeah.
Like my baby said, some of these things is hardwired model, a form of mind control. And I know this was a little bit. This video probably was a little bit.
Yeah, it probably hit hard. We
you know what I'm
it.
saying?
We know it. So we appreciate y'all for holding in here, and hopefully this opens your eyes to certain tactics that are being played right now.
Pay attention.
And just know that right now, if there are any enemies that are out there for you, they know that they cannot come on head on to you. So they have to figure out other tactics in order to get to you. They have to find out what are your Achilles heels
and use deception.
And this is where your shadow work comes in, because for a lot of people, their Achilles heel is their emotions,
their trauma.
Their trauma are they Achilles heels.
And what's the name said? Denise said something really important right there. She said trauma bonding. You guys want to be really, really careful that the relationships that you're making with people, you want to make sure that you are not trauma bonding. Because I'm going to tell you something about trauma bonding. If you trauma bond with someone
and you heal,
or the other person heal, you're going to go your separate ways. Please keep that in mind. Okay? I promise you, when you trauma bond with someone, if you heal or the other person heals or even begin to heal, you're going to go your separate ways.
Yep.
Always remember that. Check your relationships and make sure it's not based off of trauma bonding.
Yes.
Check your relationships and make sure, okay, your name is Tim. I'm Paul. Right? There is someone by the name of Jen. We don't like Jen. Tim and Paul can't stand the best bone in Jen's body on her greatest day. We don't like, and so we get together every day, and what we do, we talk about how we don't like Jen. We go get drinks, and the whole night we just laughing about Jen. We having a good time. Jen ain't shit. And we bonding. We sharing stories. Oh, she did that to you? Yeah, she did that to me too.
Yeah, she messed up my whole thing.
Golly, gave him a drink. What you drinking, bro?
Oh, scotch on the rocks.
All right, cool. Damn. Wait, you like my best friend? No, y'all is trauma bonding.
Right.
So now one day, Tim or Jim might decide, you know what? Let me go get some therapy. And he go to the therapist and he talk it out with the therapist and he's actually healing. And then you come in, hey, let's go to the bar. And you start with your crazy stories with Jen. You're going to be like, man, I ain't feeling that today, man. That's making me feel some type of, what you mean? That's what we do.
Like Jen, she
I know I talked to her. You talked to her?
Yeah, I talked to her.
See? Trauma bonding.
And the whole relationship just crumble. Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the relationships that you're in, they did not form from trauma. And if they did, and you realize it, notify the other party. And if they're willing, then you guys heal.
Yeah, y'all can heal together.
Together. But if you start healing and they don't, baby, y'all just know that it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And giving a shout out real quick to Courage to Change. She does have a channel where she does a lot of talk on shadow work.
Beautiful.
So we definitely encourage, because we have any of our people who are out here doing their thing. We support y'all 100%. So for everybody who's live on this video right now, go to her channel and subscribe.
Go on and
okay?
subscribe to her channel, because this is the stuff we
Mhm.
need to support. Not no woman's sphere, no manosphere.
Right.
That's really separating us from inside out. Okay, because the separation is not only happening outside, it's also happening inside.
Yes.
So when we have someone like Courage to Change, who said her channel is about doing inner work, inner child work, please definitely go to her channel, because I'm pretty sure she got some good stuff on her channel.
Yep.
Go ahead and subscribe.
Yep. And the lyrical gal, she not on here today. I was gonna shout her out.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what we have for you all this evening. We definitely hope that this information was informative to you.
It was a little hard.
And I know my ancestors are
they're not too excited because they wanted us
they really wanted us to go hard on
Yeah.
this, but I'm getting a confirmation that we did okay.
Yeah.
We still managed to get that message through,
Mhm.
and hopefully it can be spread in a way. So yeah.
Yeah, live in love each other, heal, man, heal.
Yes. All right.
If you can't look for something outside that's not already within you. If you're looking for something outside, make sure it's in here, and then you'll find it out there. Okay, don't be blaming people. Don't blame. Let's not be victims. Let's rise above that victim mentality, guys. If anything that we've said tonight, resonate and it was awesome, we definitely encourage you to donate to the Cash App. We were back here tonight again because you guys did bless us last night, so that did free up some of our time so that we can be here again tonight.
Yep.
And again, we would love to be here every night, guys. But we do have to leave things unattended to be here. So help us, encourage us to keep coming on this platform every night to bring things to the forefront. Even if it's $1 that you wanted to donate to our Cash App or our PayPal, we greatly appreciate it. Or if you want to do a super chat, if that's how you do it, you're investing in our future. We definitely appreciate that, guys.
Yes.
But thank you so much. And Max, if you're still here, we love you. Day one.
So
thank you for the cards. These cards are beautiful. I haven't really done any reading publicly with these cards. We kind of keep it private. It's just so beautiful.
Yes.
But yeah, Max. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So we love y'all so much. Peace out.
Peace out.